Hello, Capricorn. This is your reading for February of 2020. And we would like to tell you that this is a time of Mercury in retrograde. And it's in retrograde in Pisces, which is going to really be affecting your emotional status. Mercury also messes with communication and electrical equipment and stuff. But if you want more information about that, look it up online and it'll explain to you why this is so important. But we're noticing that it is affecting the readings for this month. So anything we're talking about is going to be relatively short term. So if it's good news, celebrate right now, but don't expect it forever. If it's bad news, put the razor blade away, it'll pass.
Righto. And hopefully this coughing will be short-lived and pass. All right, Capricorn. Let me see here. Huh. Okay. So the first thing that I see in this reading is this rune right here, which is the instinctual need to protect and defend. You have it in its upright position. And what it is, it's basically the symbols for like the thorns on a plant. And so a plant doesn't actually have to sit there and think, oh, I'm going to stab this person if they try to, eat my leaves or whatever. It just happens. Okay. And you actually have that in its upright position, which is an indication that you are actually taking pains to make sure that you are in a protected state currently. And this is very good. It's not like you're over or under reacting to things that are going on in your life.
And you're going to need to apply that to your career, your work situation. This is a card of corporate activity. You need to have some protection in there because energy is going to be really wacky and you can't trust everything you hear. So just be on guard. Don't let other people's emotional stuff affect you that much. Capricorns, you like order and you like to be in charge. And that's, thank God for Capricorns. But not everyone's going to want to march to your drum beat right now. So just protect yourself and don't take it at all personal.
The next rune that I've got pulled up is, it was in its downward or unseen level. It tends to be things that are in the subconscious or the unseen, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And this one, it symbolizes the antlers of a deer. And you have this one also in its upright position, although it's an unseen position. I find it interesting because you now have two runes that are dealing with protection. One of them is a natural and instinctual one, and one of which is just sort of in the unseen or the subconscious. So it seems like that you are on some level a little bit extra protective. And I don't know if that's around you or if it's around the people in your life or what, but apparently there is something about you that's feeling a need for protection at this moment. And I don't really see anything negative in this reading per se. So, it's like in both cases, the protections you're using are appropriate. It's not like you're out of bounds. However, with the upcoming cycle, I would caution you to just make sure you don't go overboard and start getting like real aggro with people.
And it is a person that you need to guard yourself from. And it's someone at your work. It's probably a woman. And she has got control issues. It may actually be a boss or someone in authority over you. They're not dealing with things fairly at this moment. So just be protective of yourself. And again, it's a short time, whatever's going on with them. Things will balance back out in the near future. Goodbye. Oh, there you
Sorry,
are.
I'm observing. Sorry.
Ah.
You have a you have two clumps of two runes each, and when that happens, when you get like runes that are stacked, I tend to read them as if they're almost one rune. Okay. The interesting thing is, it's like they're almost even stacking to each other. It's very interesting. And that's what I was trying to determine, is whether to read those as more separated or not. Um, so my inclination is to sort of read these kind of together. I don't know. I'm going to go with the feel, I guess. Um, you do have an area, maybe around this person, where you have kind of an energy leak. I have a feeling you may have been the target of some malicious gossip or slander and stuff like that from somebody perhaps that you thought was a little bit more on your side. And so what you've got is, well, here, let me pull some of these up so you can see what it is I'm talking about. Okay, Tyr is the first one that's up, and that's it deals with energy, and in its upright position, because it's another protective rune. In its upright position, um, it's like being willing to sacrifice in order to save yourself or save others. So this often does come with a bit of a sacrifice. However, it looks like right now you may be holding on to things a little bit too much. And so it's making it difficult for you to make changes that need to be made. Okay. Um, the rune that was stacked on top of that is Dagas, which is a point between light and dark, where you can see textures, but I mean, you can't see textures or colors. You can make out shapes of things, but you can't actually see the, what the actual components of the object are. So it's like you've got some clarity of what's going on around you, but you're not necessarily totally aware of it. And I think it's got you like overthinking, and that's where your energy is blowing out right now.
And you've got the Four of Wands, which is change of floors, which means you're either moving your living situation, but it's more likely you're moving your job. There's a change coming career-wise for you, which is going to get you away from whatever negativity is going on in your career life.
Nice thing about that, I'm going to the next clump of runes that were together. And these two stacked up just like that. So the rune to the front deals with your potential. It's the blank rune. And potential is just potential. It's exactly that. It's neither good nor bad, but it allows you the opportunity to take and do with it what you will. The rune that's back behind it is Jera, and Jera deals with the cycles that we go through in time. Okay. And Jera usually is also indicative of a very good outcome, a bountiful harvest. So even though right now it's like you're taking care of business, you're doing well with it, there is, it does seem like a change is needed. And when that change comes in, that it's actually going to really benefit you in a big way.
And with that comes a Justice card, which is interesting. We just did a reading a minute ago for Sagittarius, I believe, where that came up, and this card with the cycle came up with it. This is a card of the universe has your back. You've got well protected. You're well protected. It's karmic justice. You're going to be well taken care of. this is time to activate your faith and just know you're going to be okay.
And the last rune that I've got also came up in its unseen position. And this is a great rune to have there. What you've got is Kano, which is fire, which is, growth and creativity and inspiration in the position that it's in currently. In its negative position, it's a destruction. But this is in its upright or positive position. So I have a feeling that where you're moving, it's actually going to open you up mentally, where maybe you relaxed more, or it's going to, I don't know, somehow it's going to be impacting you in a way where you're going to be doing a lot more creative work, and it's going to feel better, I think, on your brain than what you're doing right now. And so it's a beautiful ending. But of course, like I say, it's unseen because it's kind of in a future tense kind of thing. But that's a really happy thing to have going on there.
And that comes through surrender. By leaving the situation you're in, you can put down the weapons. Sometimes in order to win a war, you've just got to lay your weapons down and walk away, because it takes two to battle. And if you want your peace and serenity, we just have to stop fighting. You don't have to show up for every fight out there. It's okay to walk away and seek solace elsewhere.
Yeah. And especially because, again, with your potential coming into play here, I mean, my sense is that somebody, someplace where you're working has noticed you. And so you've got an offer that's going to be coming. So you don't want to be, like armed to the teeth when you're trying to talk to this person and deal with them, But overall, like I say, right now you're protecting yourself in an appropriate way. You've got clarity and creativity coming in, and overall it's looking really good. Again, very short-term thing. You should be moving out of this situation fairly rapidly. So if you are going through some issues,
listen for messages. Pay attention to the messages around you and the offers, because there's some really a new venture coming your way. It would not surprise me if ultimately this leads to a place where you're going to end up with your own business, where you're not going to work for someone else, where you're going to be working for yourself on some level, creating income that way. I think your time of working for other people is not working so well for you anymore.
Yep. Well, thank you very much for joining us this evening. We truly appreciate it. And if you like what you're hearing, we really appreciate it if you would be willing to subscribe, maybe share, let people know we exist. And in the meantime, have a fantastic week. Take care. Bye-bye.